Let me tell you a secret about attraction that most men will never understand. It is not about being the tallest, richest, or most handsome guy in the room. It is not about fancy cars or cheesy pickup lines. The real key, the words you choose in those first crucial moments. Right now, there are men having boring, forgettable conversations with beautiful women, while others are using just a few powerful phrases that make women lean in closer, laugh louder, and remember them for days. What is the difference? Psychology. After coaching thousands of men and studying hundreds of real-life interactions, I have discovered 3 simple but magnetic phrases that trigger her natural curiosity, make you stand out instantly, create attraction without trying hard. The best part, you can start using these today. No special skills required. One of these phrases actually works so well that women will often text their friends about you immediately after hearing it. Another will have her hanging on your every word. And the third is my personal favorite for creating instant chemistry. If you are ready to transform how women respond to you in conversations, keep watching because I am about to reveal all 3. Gentlemen, let us talk about the moment everything changes. That instant when a conversation shifts from polite small talk to something electric. When her eyes light up, her body language opens, and you can feel the genuine connection forming. This is not luck, this is not magic. This is the science of attraction in action. I am John from Stoic Focus, and over the past decade I have analysed thousands of real-world interactions between men and women. What I discovered will change how you approach dating forever. Most men make one critical mistake. They focus on what to say to impress women when they should be focusing on how to make women feel. The truth attraction is not about memorizing perfect lines. It is about understanding the psychological triggers that make someone feel drawn to you naturally. Today, I'm going to show you 3 phrases that work like secret keys. They bypass the logical mind and speak directly to her emotions. These are not pickup lines. These are not tricks. These are conversation shortcuts based on cutting-edge psychology research from Harvard and Stanford real-world testing with hundreds of my clients. The timeless principles of charismatic communication. One of these phrases can make you 83% more memorable according to a UCLA study. Another creates what psychologists call instant intimacy. And the third is so effective, I have seen it work in as little as 30 seconds. But here is what makes this different from typical dating advice. We are not here to manipulate or play games. We are here to develop real social skills that work in the boardroom, at the bar, or anywhere you meet someone special. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why these phrases work, when to use them, and how to adapt them to your personal style. No gimmicks, no nonsense, just practical tools you can use starting today. Let us begin with the first phrase, the one I call the curiosity trigger. Phrase 1, the unfinished thought. There is something interesting about how conversations work. When you start to say something but do not finish, it naturally makes people curious. This is not a trick. It is just how our minds work. We want to know the rest of the story. Here is how to use this in a real conversation. Wait for a moment when she says something interesting about herself. Maybe she mentions a hobby or tells a story. Then you can say one of these. You remind me of actually never mind. There is something about you that no, it is not important. The way you said that makes me think, forget I mentioned it. The key is to say it casual. Early like the thought just came to you. Do not make it sound like a line. Then change the subject naturally. What happens next is interesting. Her mind will automatically wonder what you are going to say. She might ask you about it later or give you a curious look. This creates a natural back and forth in the conversation. When she does ask, and she probably will, have a real observation ready, not just about her looks, but about her personality. For example, I was going to say you have a really thoughtful way of explaining things. You remind me of someone who is comfortable being themselves. There is a confidence in how you talk about your work. This works because it makes the conversation more interesting than small talk. Shows you are actually paying attention to her. Creates a natural flow instead of forcing things. Makes you stand out from guys who try too hard. Remember, this is not about playing games. It is about having better, more engaging conversations. Use it naturally, and it will help you connect with people in a more authentic way. Phrase 2, the secret compliment, the hidden key to making her feel truly seen. Let me tell you why most compliments fail miserably. The average attractive woman hears you are beautiful so often it becomes background noise. By age 25, she has developed an emotional armor against generic flattery. But what if I told you there is a way to cut through that armor and make her feel something genuine? Enter the secret compliment. This is not about flattery. This is about observation. It works because it targets something deeper than her appearance. It speaks to her sense of self, the science behind why this works. Princeton researchers found that compliments about skills create 3 times more attraction than looks-based praise. Character traits are remembered 5 times longer. Unique behaviors trigger an emotional response in the brain's reward centers. How to craft the perfect secret compliment. Wait for the right moment. It should come after she has revealed something authentic. Make it specific. See, not you are smart, but the way you explain that concept shows real depth of understanding. Keep it real. Only compliment what you genuinely notice. Powerful examples that actually work. Most people would not pick up on this, but you have an incredible talent for making people feel heard. I noticed it when you specific example. You've got this rare combination of confidence and warmth. It is not something you see every day. The way your mind works is fascinating. When you said specific insight, it showed a really unique perspective. The delivery, masterclass pause slightly before, delivering it shows it is coming from genuine thought. Maintain soft eye contact, but do not stare intensely. Move on naturally afterward. Do not linger waiting for validation. What happens in her mind? First come, surprise. Wait, he noticed that about me. Then validation. Someone finally sees the real me. Finally, attraction. I want to be around someone who gets me. Advanced technique, the compliment, sandwich observation. When you did X compliment, it showed us equality. Impact. And that is rare, because example, when you change the subject to include Sarah in the conversation earlier, it showed real social awareness. Most people are too self-focused to notice when someone is being left out. Warning, signs. You are doing it wrong. She says thanks but does not engage further. Too generic. She seems uncomfortable. Too personal. Too soon. She questions your sincerity. Not specific enough. The Stoic philosophy behind this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look beneath the surface." This compliment style embodies that wisdom. When you notice and articulate someone's deeper qualities, you demonstrate presence, perception, emotional intelligence, all traits of high-value individuals throughout history. Your challenge today, next conversation you have with a woman, find one authentic thing to compliment that has nothing to do with her appearance. Watch how differently she responds compared to surface-level flattery. Phrase 3, the reverse question. The psychological power play that makes her chase you. Let me reveal a brutal truth about attraction most men never learn. The person asking the questions controls the conversation, but the person who reverses them controls the connection. This is not about playing games. It is about understanding the hidden dance of intriguing conversation. When done right, this single technique can transform dull, small talk into an electrifying exchange where she is actively working to impress you. Why? This works like magic. Every woman has an invisible interview mode where men bombard her with questions. What do you do for work? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? It is predictable, it is boring, and most importantly, it puts all the social pressure on her to perform. The reverse question flips this dynamic by making her qualify herself to you. Subtle power shift showing you are selective, not just thirsty for attention. Creating playful tension, the good kind that sparks attraction, how to execute it perfectly. When she asks you a personal question like, "Why are you single? What do you do for fun? What are you looking for?" You respond with one of these. "Why do you think I am? What is your guess?" I could ask you the same thing, but I think I already know the psychology behind the magic, the curiosity hook. She now has to think about you instead of just answering the qualification test. She will often reveal more about herself while guessing. The intrigue factor that I think I already know creates delicious mystery. Real world example from my client. So why is a guy like you still single? Him. What is your theory? Smirking. Her H maybe you are too picky. Him. Interesting. What would make someone too picky in your eyes? Boom. Now they are having a real conversation instead of an interview. Advanced tactics. The eyebrow raise. When you say, "I think I already know," pause and glance at her lips briefly. The slow smile. Let your smile build as she answers to create natural tension. The bait switch after she answers, say close. But the real reason is more interesting. Common mistakes to avoid using it for basic factual questions. Where do you live? Overusing it and seeming evasive. Not having a good answer ready when she insists. The Stoic wisdom behind this Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. This technique embodies that principle. You are not just answering questions, you are consciously shaping the interaction, your mission. Next time a woman asks you a personal question, resist the urge to give the predictable answer. Flip it back playfully and watch how much more engaged she becomes. Gentlemen, what you have just learned is not just conversation tricks. It is a complete reframe of how attraction works. These phrases work because they come from a place of calm confidence, not desperation. They are not about manipulating anyone. They are about expressing your best self in a way that naturally draws people in. But here is the truth. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Your mission this week, choose just one of these techniques, whether it is the unfinished thought, the secret compliment, or the reverse question, and test it in the real world. Pay attention to how differently women respond when you stop chasing approval and start creating intrigue. I want to hear your stories. Drop a comment below. Which phrase resonated with you most? Where will you test it first? What is your biggest aha moment from this video? I read every comment and I will personally respond to the most insightful ones. For the men ready to go deeper, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because next week we are breaking down the two-conned eye trick that makes her chase you. A powerful technique used by charismatic men throughout history. And remember, this is not about collecting lines or playing games. It is about becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts great connections through confidence, awareness, and authenticity. I am John from Stoic Focus. Walk in truth, gentlemen, and I will see you in the next one.